Hello everyone, welcome back to another Age of Empires 4 commentary. I am Beyond, and as always, thank you so much for all the support in the past couple videos, and the channel as a whole. I really appreciate it. Now let's get right into this gameplay. Today, in the bottom side of the map, in the yellow, as a Holy Roman Empire, we have Beasty. The man needs no introduction, a top 2 to 3 player in the world at any given time at Age of Empires 4. Has a wonderful stream in YouTube. I will leave links in the description below if you want to check him out. If you haven't already, I'd be shocked if you haven't. And on the far side of the map, in the orange, we have Mads as the French. Now, this matchup is going to be quite interesting to see the economy. Now, French currently usually has the upper hand in this matchup, especially at the higher levels. But that being said, this is Beasty's HRE, so anything is possible. Now, the HRE currently have a 45% win rate over 5,000 games against the French, so it's not Conqueror and above, which I usually like to pull specifically for. Oh, let me just quickly do this so you can see the build orders. But that being said, it is general information that's good to see. So it looks like for the most part, the French have been favored. I think it's a little bit because the French are getting pretty good at, with that eco boost put back in late season 4, it put them back on the map. Ever since they got that boost again to producing villagers, they've really found a nice place in the meta. Now, I would assume we will be seeing some knights. Doesn't seem like that the hottest take ever, but you never know. I've been seeing lots of different French abilities, especially on this map, Hill and Dale. There's a good chance that we get a nice little trade setup going on, especially with the whatchamacallit, the something of commerce. You know what, I really can't be asked. And they don't show you, which is another thing that I would love the devs to do one day. But it looks like BC is just going to be going for a pretty standard build. We have a beautiful Arcane Chapel placement right about here. It can get gold, it can get deer, it can get wood, and your sheep as well. So this is 10 out of 10 spots right here. I would be shocked if BC doesn't put it in some capacity around this little area. We will see. I mean, if he puts it by the berries and stone, I might as well just go head back in and take a day or two for my casting career. But I'm assuming, and there, you know what? There it is. It's a thing of absolute beauty, and as we expected, I'm going to push these deer right into this and get so much food and gold, honestly. This is super easy for them to defend as well. And since it's so early, 2 minutes and 45 seconds already, and the Arcane Chapel is already going down, the School of Cavalry hasn't even begun yet, and we're already seeing the Arcane Chapel being dropped, which is actually quite insane. This big deer pack on Hill and Dale is actually quite nice. It makes it pretty easy even for civs like the French to get some early food, which is really nice. But that being said, this Arcane Chapel might be halfway to fully up by the time the French player even has their building out in the map, the School of Cavalry, which could be a huge impact in this game, because BC could definitely go for a fast castle off of this setup, especially with the food availability of these deer being pushed in as he's doing right now. This is looking like a perfect placement, honestly, for a fast castle type of game. I'm a little bit shocked to see Mads not kind of accelerating forward. 3 minutes and 45 seconds, not the slowest. School of Cavalry, and only 2 villagers. Okay, there's a few more coming over. I was going to say only 2 villagers going down. But BC's going to have the advantage by about a good minute-ish, it looks like, where this Arcane Chapel is going to be flowing, especially with all these deer on it as well. And, of course, the HRE under the Arcane Chapel gets so much of a boost to villagers, even with Mads having the slight lead in villagers because of that French improved rate of building villagers. It's not going to really play a major role unless the French player goes for 2 TCs, which is actually quite common. And I believe I see little dots over here already mining the stone. So it looks like we're going to be seeing a 2 TC build out of Mads. But that being said, a 2 TC this early, and if BC was able to scout that stone coming out pretty early, I don't think he's seen it just yet. But if he is able to see it, and as you can see over here, we're definitely seeing a fast castle from BC. Look at already flowing the resources, and everything's going super easy. This is an auto game right here for BC at this point. I also haven't seen the scout for Mads in quite some time. Where's it been hanging out? Little orange dot. There it is. So I wonder if Mads is going to come back in and scout this out, because if he does not, or if they do not, it's going to be a really, really rough time for them. Beasty utilizing all these lovely little straggler trees as well to get up to make sure he doesn't get housed or anything like that. But with this many deer right here this closely, this strategy is going to be super viable. So if you do want to yoink whatever Beasty's about to do, I mean, we're probably going to see Akin Chapel, but we could see a Burgrave. You know, we could see it. If that's the case, that's probably why I'm casting this game, if we're going to be 100% honest. But that being said, I mean, if you want to yoink this build, because on Hill and Dale with that big deer pack right there, this is pretty replicable. Honestly, this Akin Chapel with those deer right up there and the wood line, this is pretty. It's not going to be 100% guaranteed. You could get something like this over here where the deers are way over here, and then you have the Akin with this, and not on the actual gold like back here. But I would say this is a build that you could probably pull off if you get this set up, and you get probably the setup at least like 1 out of every 4 times, right? Roughly, like in some capacity you get something like this. So honestly, for all you HRE players, if you get and there it is. There is the Burgrave Palace coming out in all of its glory. We're going to be seeing HRE men-at-arms stream across the map very soon, and Beasty has a booming economy. So as I was mentioning, if you want to do this rush, and there's the blacksmith as well to get all those amazing upgrades. This build is picture perfect. So if you want to steal this and get some free wins on ladder, you should definitely do that. Especially platinum and below. Try to replicate this as best as you can. If you get Castle Age in around 8 minutes at platinum and below, and have men at arms streaming into their base, you're gonna be sitting pretty really quick, especially with these two. These 2 upgrades are super important. Iron Undermesh, and then getting the marching drills. I like that this priority is Iron Undermesh first, because the first couple ones are gonna get there first, so the marching drills won't be as prevalent as the Iron Undermesh will be. And it's looking like the Burgrave Palace is going to be coming out, and it's still not scouted by Mads at this point. So Mads is going to be kind of hanging out and then all of a sudden there's going to be a lot of men-at-arms coming in hot, quickly and surely. It looks like we have 20 villagers on food at this point, and I'm assuming rallying to gold at this point for the villagers popping out, but I'm not really sure. But look at how fast these men-at-arms pop out by the Burgrave Palace. You think the Council Hall is busted? Take a peek-see at this thing. And there's even an upgrade that you can get, and there it is. The upgrade is now, look at how quickly the upgrades go as well. Absolutely insane. You can also get land snakes as well into this entire operation. And look at these men-at-arms. 8 minutes on the field. There's Matt seeing what's coming at him, going, oh my god. There's 3 knights and 5 archers. Those archers are going to do next to nothing to these men-at-arms, especially with that +1 coming out already. Let's go check to see. Marching drills is already on the way. And Beasty knows what's sitting in front of him. He sees the opposing army, and that's all he has. And there is now 7 men-at-arms on the map. The little golden dots are just appearing across the map as they go. And with these maces, look at the damage they do to even these knights. And it's going to get only worse for wear from here. Is there chivalry already researched at this point? It is not. So these knights are not able to heal just yet. And BC just needs to wait for a critical mass. But these maces can start to really do some serious damage to these knights. Look at when all of them attack one knight. Look at how hard it is for them. And there we go. We're going to focus now the archers over here. And there's now 12 men-at-arms across the map. As you can see, the little ant line is coming across the map. BC just needs to keep holding this and do a little bit of damage as much as he possibly can. There's going to be more streaming in constantly. And the second they build up a critical mass, this is going to get really rough for the French player. There is 14 out in the map currently, and it looks like BC is currently housed at the current moment. But these men-at-arms, once they get into a mass of around 10 or 12, they're going to be able to do so much damage once they actually get into a mass, like right here. This outpost is a bit ambitious. I don't think BC is going to let that go up. He does see it with the scout. The scout increased vision is going. And here we go. It's going in. One knight is going down already. Look at how many of these maces are going in. There goes the villager. Absolutely crushed. Now these archers are left completely unguarded. And there's nothing they can really do. I mean, if you charge into this, they're just going to mace you down. And now BC is moving around with these golden helmets, doing as much damage as humanly possible. Another knight goes down. There goes the scout. It looks like 2 more knights are going to be going down as well. And that is down to 1 knight Now the knight is completely torched, and there are still 17 men-at-arms running around your base, and with the +1 upgrades that they have on this range defense, there's nothing they can really do. Absolutely molly-whopping the villagers out front. A few of them escape with very little life, but another knight is going to be completely taken out, even when diving under the TC. And now they're just swinging their maces around, doing so much damage, and there's still 14 men-at-arms on the map. They're all in this base. There's 7 villager kills already, and now they're on to this villager line over here. There's no more room for them to go. There's no actual outpost over here. I think the only solution that Mads could have done was put an outpost a little bit sooner, and now the men-at-arms are just sitting here trying to kill this town center, because that's the only thing left they can actually attack is those villagers in there. It looks like they're completely ignoring this knight on the backhand side, and there's no more men-at-arms across the map, coming across the map. They're all just, there's a few more here and there, but it looks like Beasty's just kind of hanging out, knowing the damage has been done, taking out another knight over there, and the men-at-arms actually killed even more, and the only villagers left for the French player at the current moment are in the town center. At this point, I'm assuming that Mads is just going to make Beasty actually finish this game by killing off this town center. But at this point, literally Mads' economy is completely stopped. There is nothing that they can do. There is no point in their base that's safe. There's archers somewhere. I believe they're actually in here as well, hanging out with the villagers. It looks like there's one villager over here that built a stone wall on each side. They're kind of idled. I'm assuming that Mads is trying to figure out the best way he could have dealt with this in the future, but it looks like there's more little ant line, conga line coming in, and the quicker they go, because look at how little damage this is kind of lingering a little bit. I'm hoping there's going to be a GG quite soon, but this is a build that you guys can do easily. If this is one of those things where if you want to get into HRE and have some fun, obviously you can't climb all the way up to the highest of levels. There's a GG. But it's a fun build. I would highly recommend it. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a breakdown in the future. Let me know if you guys want to see that in the more often. But if you guys did enjoy, please do subscribe and leave a like. It would mean a lot to me. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We are at 446, so we're almost halfway there. So any help would be greatly appreciated, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night.